Dr. Kavitha, and I want to ask you, are you convinced with, if you have this tight situation of unilateral cataract, are you convinced with Dr. Ramesh or Dr. Kavitha opinion to implant at 6 months or below 6 months, or to postpone and to avoid the complications just Dr. Kavitha mentioned and saving the visual rehabilitation? Who will go with Dr. Ramesh? Just raise your hand. At 6 months. And who will go with Dr. Kavitha? Opinion? Okay, thank you. Dr. Dominique, I want to listen to your opinion in this tight situation when we have a unilateral cataract.
So I think I'm in accordance with both of them. I can't say yes or no, because it really depends on the situation, on the country, on the age of the first diagnosis. For instance, in European countries, I think the diagnosis is much earlier. So we can operate them before 2 months old. And so usually at this time, the action length is quite low, and so difficult to implant at the same time. And so also it's for us, I don't think that the cost doesn't matter, but the cost is included. For instance, we have a very good health insurance in France. So you can allow to have examination as needed. And so the complication, the parents doesn't like it, of course, for sure. And so if we can go much slower, because we see the children very early, and then we can implant probably later, but in a better condition. I can understand if you just see one child from very far away, you are not sure that you will see him again. That's completely different. The second point is, as we are a rare eye disease center also, I think we have more microphthalmia associated with cataracts. And in this case, the complications are much higher if you implant. So I really think it's very important to consider all these factors. And then it's for children, it's customized. I mean, it depends on each child, because sometimes I know that they will not come back. So in this case, I implant quite early and at the same time if necessary. But if I know it will be easier to get them back, and so probably more prudent. I mean, I try to get less complications. And that's why it's very difficult to say, yes, I agree with Ramesh, or yes, I agree with Kavitha, because I agree with both of you. It just depends on the child.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dominique. Dr. Amrutha, would you go with the Indian opinion or the Indian opinion?
As Dr. Ramesh rightly pointed out, it's not the age at all that comes as a last resort. I would say it's the eye and the child. There are a lot of factors which goes in. And in India, as of now, it is around about 6 months, as Dr. Ramesh pointed out, around 75%. And above 1 year, it's almost 90%, 90 to 100% we place an IOL. But when we are taking up a child less than 6 months, we always explain them beforehand. We just have to educate the patient and the parents that it will be decided on the table. So when we operate, we look at the condition of the eye, we measure the corneal diameter and the status of the bag. That is when we decide whether to place the IOL or not. And also the IOL power, which we calculate, we have to decide, and also we should decide on the proper undercorrection, because all these factors play a major role.
So what was the younger age you implant?
The youngest we have implanted is even 1 month.
The youngest eye.
That's
what you implanted in 1 month old baby?
Yes. We do implant, especially when it is a unilateral cataract, and provided the corneal diameter is around 10 millimeter minimum, and we have a good support after aspirating the lens material. If we find a good support, we can definitely place it. But we have to explain the parents that the child might require one more
Minor
surgery at a
exchange.
later age because the chances of developing visual axis opacification is very high in these cases. Probably they might require, if the parents are ready to come for a proper follow-up, yes, we go ahead with the
In Egypt, we never go for IOL implantation below 6 months old. It's a new information for me. Okay, thank you, Dr. Amorosa. And we'll move to the next debate. But before moving to the next debate, I want to ask you, who would do surgery for infantile esotropia before 1 year old? Who would do? Okay. And who would do the infantile esotropia after 1 year? Okay, so let's listen to the next debate, and the first speaker, Dr. Hoban Atellov, she will adopt the opinion of doing surgery for the infantile esotropia before 1 year.
Good morning. Which one can I? This one? Good morning. I've tried to convince about changing your mind for doing surgery before 1 year of age. Not this one. Not this one. First session. That one. That it. Not that. Okay. Infantile as you all know, infantile esotropia is not so rare. We see this type of deviation in about 0.2 to 0.5% of the infants. It's a challenge for us because it's difficult to examine these babies, and also the results of the surgery are not so supportive as we